they're done. And it's no wonder everyone avoided them like the plague.
TMZ just dropped a bomb on Blake Lively.
Ryan Reynolds just sank to an all-time low. Hugh Jackman is suing him for $50 million, and the legal fight is spinning wildly out of control. But this isn't merely another Hollywood lawsuit. This is deeply personal documents submitted in court unveil a stunning surprise. Ryan is struggling to erase his name from the dispute, pleading with the judge to release him. His lawyers insist that he had no direct role in the supposed defamation and contract meddling at the heart of the lawsuit. But Hugh isn't. Relenting, he asserts that Ryan was instrumental in wrecking his career and undermining his prospects in the Marvel universe. And the proof it's savage at first. Fans assumed this was just another lighthearted rivalry like the staged social media jabs they had always traded, but this time the humor has vanished.
Colonel Kurtz, who trolled Blake at the premiere. Speaking of the premiere, we're going to talk about this red carpet. Why wasn't Ryan Reynolds there?
Ryan and Hugh were closer than just colleagues. They were kin. Their bond stretched beyond Hollywood, beyond films. They were two of the most adored A-list stars globally, endlessly promoting each other, appearing in each other's works, and sparking online chuckles with their back-and-forth quips. So what could propel them to this point of ruin? What could possibly transform a camaraderie into a war zone? The revelation is icier than anyone anticipated. Hugh's lawsuit didn't emerge from nowhere. It had been simmering for ages. Hollywood insiders had murmured about friction behind the scenes. But now court papers affirm the reality. Ryan had been making choices that directly impacted Hugh's career. And Hugh was clueless until it was too late. In fact, insiders near the case reveal that when Hugh discovered what Ryan had done, he felt nauseated. This wasn't a miscommunication, this was treachery, and it all traces back to Blake Lively. While the public views her as the flawless ideal spouse, the dazzling actress, the dedicated mom, the enchanting socialite behind closed doors, the truth is far more strategic. She has always maintained an unyielding hold on Ryan's career, and choices ensuring that every step he takes bolsters their image, their household, their domain. But this time it crossed a line. Court files show that Blake was entangled in pivotal business actions that Hugh now believes directly hurt his career. She wasn't just guiding Ryan, she was orchestrating the moves, making decisions that sidelined Hugh and left him monetarily wounded. The lawsuit isn't just about cash, it's about vengeance.
Words coming in from the celebrities at the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary, asking why Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were even there.
Hugh doesn't just seek compensation. He craves justice, and he's prepared to demolish his oldest friendship to achieve it. But what Hugh doesn't realize, Ryan is already cracking the strain. The lawsuits, the betrayal, it's all growing. Too heavy to bear, and the fractures are already starting to appear. Ryan's life is unraveling quicker than anyone foresaw. At first, he attempted to shrug it off, just like he always does. He shared his typical gags, upheld his witty, charming facade, and acted like nothing was amiss. But behind the scenes, he was spiraling. His pals noticed. First, his grin didn't touch his eyes. His vitality had faded, and worst of all, he ceased communicating with Hugh entirely. Hugh, on the other hand, was finished being polite for years. He had stayed silent, pretending all was well. But when he learned that Ryan had been executing covert maneuvers behind his back, something within him broke. The court filings are merciless. Hugh alleges that Ryan intentionally disrupted key career openings, making vows he never planned to honor. It wasn't just about a deal. It was about loyalty. Hugh had supported Ryan in some of his grandest ventures, and in return, he was excluded, abandoned, and left stranded. The leaked text messages altered everything.
So is my favourite story, I think, in showbiz this year, the Justin Baldoni war with Blake Lively, which seems to me, initially I felt quite sorry for Blake Lively.
At first they appeared innocent, just playful chatter between two Hollywood titans, but then darker exchanges emerged, ones that sketched a starkly different scene. Hugh wasn't amused, he was livid. The text exposed years of bitterness. Discussions where Hugh implored Ryan for clarity, striving to grasp why he was being edged out. And Ryan, he evaded, dodged, and offered excuses. He behaved like everything was okay, like Hugh was fantasizing things, but the reality was right, there in stark detail. Then the Marvel revelation struck. Hugh's future in the MCU was in jeopardy, and court records imply that Ryan played a crucial role in the choice that excluded him. This was the breaking point. Hugh had been tolerant, lenient, and ready to overlook things. But this This was career-shattering. Ryan had overstepped a boundary that could never be repaired, but what made it even graver? The woman standing beside him. Blake Lively was implicated in the business. Transactions in the talks, in the decisions that left Hugh without a future. And it wasn't by chance Blake has been steering Ryan's career from the outset. And now court files demonstrate that her sway played a vital role in the lawsuit. Ryan could have confessed he could have battled to mend things instead. He did nothing, and now he's ensnared. Hugh seeks retribution. Blake craves dominance, and Ryan, he just wants freedom. But there's no way out. The lawsuit is only the start. Ryan Reynolds is running out of paths. The lawsuit is vaster than anyone grasped. And the deeper people probe, the uglier it becomes. This isn't just a monetary clash, it's personal, emotional, and utterly chaotic.
Then I've been reading all the messages between them all, and which he's been putting out, obviously, and it just seems like a pair of absolute weapons-grade narcissists.
Ryan has never been this exposed, and for the first time in his career, his charisma isn't rescuing him in Hollywood. Everything revolves around image. Ryan has crafted his persona on being the likable, sarcastic underdog, the guy who doesn't treat life too gravely. But now that persona is collapsing, leaked discussions, court files, and past interviews are being scrutinized by fans and journalists, and the truth is harsher than anyone expected. Ryan isn't just a casualty. In this lawsuit, he's part of the issue. Hugh's legal crew has presented damning proof showing that Ryan was not only aware of the business actions that damaged Hugh's career, but that he actively engaged in them, and the most ruthless twist. Ryan was cautioned months before the lawsuit was lodged. Hugh tried to connect. He sent texts, contacted mutual friends, even attempted to arrange a discreet meeting. He gave Ryan every opportunity to fix things before it went public. But instead of owning up, Ryan ghosted him. He disregarded every text, acted like nothing was wrong, and hoped the trouble would vanish. It didn't. Then the unimaginable occurred. Someone inside Ryan's circle leaked fresh details, and it shifts everything. Private business emails between Ryan and top executives surfaced, and they confirmed that he knew precisely what was happening to Hugh behind the scenes. These aren't just vague, indirect hints. Ryan approved deals that edged Hugh out of major projects. He wasn't just a spectator, he was part of it for Hugh. This is the supreme betrayal. The lawsuit isn't just about money anymore, it's about unveiling the truth. He's not just suing for damages. He's battling to expose what really transpired. And Ryan, he's cornered. His team is scrambling, trying to twist the narrative, but the proof is overpowering. And then there's Blake. Court documents now name her as a central figure. In the talks that led to Hugh's exclusion, her influence over Ryan has been a persistent shadow. And now people are beginning to wonder just how much power she really wields over him. Some legal analysts say that if the lawsuit persists, down this road, Blake herself could be pulled into the courtroom. Ryan has two options: fight and risk losing all, or settle and concede fault. But what happens next is something no one foresaw. Ryan Reynolds has always been Hollywood's golden child, the sharp-tongued fan-favorite star who could charm his way out of anything. But now that charm is lost, the pressure is tightening from every angle, and for the first time, Ryan is utterly isolated. His legal team is scrambling, trying to curb the damage.
The judge in the It Ends With Us case just denied Blake Lively. But does Ryan Reynolds have a smoking gun that he's been holding out on?
But Hugh Jackman isn't yielding. The lawsuit has erupted into something far grander than anyone predicted. And then came the decisive strike late last night. New court filings emerged, and they feature one name. No one anticipated: Blake. Lively until now, her role had been conjecture, murmurs behind closed doors, gossip among Hollywood insiders. But the latest legal papers identify her directly, tying her to critical business deals that cut Hugh Jackman out and left Ryan caught in the fallout. This alters everything. The emails are ruthless. They prove that Blake wasn't just offering Ryan counsel. She was calling the shots. In one exchange, she advocated for a deal that excluded Hugh entirely. Even after Ryan voiced reservations about the move, she persisted it was the right choice, and Ryan yielded. That decision triggered a chain reaction that led to Hugh losing out on millions in contracts and prospects. Now Hugh's legal team is wielding this as evidence of direct meddling, and legal analysts say it could place both Ryan and Blake in grave peril. Ryan is buckling under the burden of it all publicly. He's still grinning, still pretending like nothing is amiss. But behind the scenes, he's not eating, he's not sleeping. He's barely keeping himself together. Friends say he's stressed to his limit, and some reports even hint that he's contemplating a desperate legal tactic to shield himself. Because now there's only one escape if Ryan wants to preserve his career, his reputation, and his future. He may have to do the unthinkable. Betray Blake, legal experts are already predicting that he could attempt to redirect the blame onto her, asserting that she made the calls, she drove the deals, and he was just complying. If he takes that path, it could mean the end of their marriage, but if he doesn't, he could lose everything. And the most terrifying part, Ryan knows it. His entire career, his image, his family, it's all dangling by a thread. One wrong move, and it's finished. But what happens next? No one is ready for it. Ryan Reynolds is teetering on the brink of a precipice, and he knows it. One false step and everything. He's built his career, his public image, his marriage could come tumbling down. The pressure is unendurable, and for the first time he has no exit. Hugh Jackman's lawsuit has unmasked more than just a business conflict. It's unveiled a tangle of deceit, backstabbing, and hidden power plays that Hollywood never intended the public to see.
Oh man, Blake Lively just got denied. Pretty rough. I didn't see that coming. I got to be honest. Just to recap before we get to the judge's verdict to explain what happened here, she requested more time.
Ryan is at the heart of it all. The damage control attempts have faltered. Ryan's team has tried everything. Denials, legal tactics, even secret talks. But Hugh isn't compromising. He wants justice, and he's ready to take this all the way to trial. The worst part, the audience is turning against Ryan. At first, fans rejected the notion. This was Ryan Reynolds, the comedian, the internet's beloved star. But as more evidence surfaces, business emails, legal documents, text, messages, the reality is undeniable. Ryan wasn't just implicated, he was a willing participant, and Blake Lively. She's no longer lurking in the shadows with her name, now formally linked to the lawsuit. Speculation is spiraling. Is she the architect behind it all? Was Ryan just following directives, or was he an eager accomplice? The public demands answers. But so far, Blake has remained mute. No public comments, no damage control, just utter silence. And that silence, it's deafening. Then the unimaginable transpires. A whistleblower emerges. Someone inside the business dealing, someone who witnessed when the deals were struck. Someone who knows precisely what happened between Ryan Blake and Hugh. And the claims are shocking, according to this source. Ryan knew Hugh was being excluded from major opportunities months before he informed him. In fact, the insider alleges that Ryan personally endorsed one of the largest deals that barred Hugh from securing a long-term Marvel contract. And the worst part, he never told Hugh. He kept acting like everything was fine, like nothing had shifted. He deceived. Hugh was shattered when he found out. But now, with this new proof, his lawsuit has gained even more strength. Experts say if these claims stand up in court, Ryan could be compelled to pay more than just financial damages. His entire Hollywood reputation could be irreparably ruined. Ryan knows he must act swiftly. His choices are dwindling and the walls are closing in. He's tried to dismiss it, just about it, pretend it isn't happening. But now he has one final shot to repair it. But to do that, he must make a harsh choice. Does he stay loyal to Blake and risk all, or does he turn on her to save himself? The next move could redefine everything. Grammar throughout.